thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel today. You're gonna hear planes in the background. Not too close to an airport, but close enough. You're gonna hear probably a fire truck. Maybe, I don't know if the fire trucks are out there yet, but we live close to a firehouse as well, so you're always gonna hear that. But I do got the balcony door open. It's very hot out here. So yeah, we definitely got the balcony door open to get some fresh air. It is burning up too fast for me. It's getting too hot for me. It's getting too hot too fast for me, honestly. And I'm just not a fan of the heat. I'm just not a fan of the heat. So, and I know you guys don't know me personally to know that, but I'm just not a fan of all this damn heat this quick. But whatever. Sorry, I'm just playing with my hair a little bit. But yeah. Now, oh, thank you. I don't know if I did this in my last video, and I was like, oh no, I did not forget. But thank you, God, answers universe. Thank you, thank you, and thank you to all my subscribers, supporters, love, hate, whatever in between. Thank you guys as well. I was like, I did not believe I did that on my last video. And I was like, oh, no. And I can't believe I forgot that. I was like, oh, no. So forgive me for that. But I always come in with a lot of, like I said, gratitude. You got to be thankful no matter what, you know. So I was like, oh, damn, I forgot the last video to do that. And I do ask God to answer the universe, forgive me for that. But thank you. Thank you for joining me here on my channel today. Thank you for joining me, subscribing, liking, comment, sharing, everything in between. Just thank you. Thank you guys so much for always supporting my channel, showing me love, showing my content love, sharing my content, just all of it, all around. Just thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let me jump right in, right? The day before yesterday, I believe Saturday, I did a video, and it was about so you guys definitely go check out my last video. I did a video about Beyonce country album and how it stirred up some feathers as far as like racism, and I told you that the young lady made a video, and she was stating some things that was kind of on the racist line as far as Beyonce, and I was like, oh, that wasn't cool. Now, if you didn't like her country album, so be it, but the race thing, you didn't have to take it that far. So some say, you know what? Let me do a topic just on racism alone and how that needs to just be put to an end. And that's what today's video is going to be about. The whole racism thing. It really needs to stop. It really needs to be put to an end. Hating somebody or disliking somebody because of a pigment of a skin color, a culture, a background, hair, you know, eye color, whatever it is, a disability. Just hating somebody for anything is wrong. But this racism stuff gotta stop. It still has to stop. Like, it just has to be brought to an end. It just really has to stop. There are kids being born into this world by, you know, mixed race, by like different cultures, different backgrounds, different pigments of skin color. And these kids don't even know where to turn when one culture feel like, you know, say it's a Caucasian and African American child, that child don't even know where to fit in at unless they have other biracial friends. They don't know. They're not black enough for the black community. They're not Caucasian enough for the the Caucasian community. They confused. They wind up growing up with a lot of pain in their heart. They don't know where they belong. They don't know if they should learn about the African culture or the other culture that, you know, was enslaved by that culture. They confused. They hurt. They don't know where to turn half the time. You know what I'm saying? So it hurts them as well. It's just a lot, you know. It's just a lot. So something was like, Toccara, bring it to your YouTube channel, and that's why I'm here. This whole racism stuff needs to really stop. It's been on for so long. People have lost so many activists and people out there in the world have lost their lives because of racism. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Even how some people feel about, how different races feel about, you know, Asian people and this whole COVID thing, and they were supposedly brought it over here and all this other stuff. So they started hurting Asian people and you know, assaulting them and hurting them, you know, because of something that was said about them and COVID. And, you know what I'm saying? This wall that your ex-president wanted to build to keep the Mexicans out and all this other stuff. You know, it's always been about some type of race issue in this world. And it just is enough is enough. You know, and for any race, not just the Caucasian race, any race that ever feels like it's okay to bring up the past on the African American community or any other community of people, to hurt them, that is never okay. And that's something I discussed on my last video, bringing up, the Beyonce High album and all of that. That was one of the things I did talk about. I was like, you cannot, that woman had no business bringing up, Beyonce's grandparents or great grandparents being enslaved, and and how they wasn't rich, and they wasn't, this, and they was, being sold, and they not country, they black, and she had no business bringing that up. Now, if you didn't like her album, if you didn't like Beyonce album, fine. If you didn't think she was country enough, whatever, you should not bring up you shouldn't have brought up her ancestors and sounded so racist about over anything, but over some music. Don't bring somebody past up to hurt them. We come so far in life just to be thrown 1,000 steps back because of a comment that is made about somebody else's past or their history. That is not okay. To hurt somebody with their history is horrible. And not just African Americans. I'm talking about the Asian community, the Spanish community, the whatever, whatever the Indian community, whatever community of people it is. Don't throw up their past to hurt them. Don't bring up their ancestors to hurt them. That was so wrong for her to do that, And just to touch on another topic as far as like just dating. It'd be so hard for people to date outside of, their race because they be so scared about the backlash. They don't want to be at the movies with, another race, and then somebody's making a comment towards them, or somebody, you know what I'm saying, or somebody is saying something like, oh, it'd be somebody, oh, all these beautiful black women here, why he dating her, or it'd be somebody. You talking about some N-word lover, that in love or something. It just needs to stop. Somebody, you should be able to date who you want to date, love who you want to love. As long as they're the appropriate age. I don't give a damn about the race. They'll say that, the Asian community stay to their community. They don't date outside of that community. And if they do, they people, they culture with, disown them for dating outside their religion and stuff like that. Or sorry, dating outside of they race and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's just not okay. These color lines need to just be erased something seriously, to the point where y'all stopping people from loving people because of a skin pigment or a race of any kind. It's ridiculous, And like I said, children are being hurt because they're confused. They don't know, they don't know what side to go to. Like I said, they're not black enough for that side. They're not white enough for that side. They're not Chinese enough for that side. They're not Puerto Rican enough for. They go through it. They like. Everywhere we go to turn for help, we getting rejected because everybody think we're not good enough to be that, or we're not 100% to be that. Nobody, no disrespect. And I'm going to just say it. Nobody is 100% of anything at this point. We are all mixed with something at this point. Okay. And all you got to do is take one of them ancestries, test or whatever like that. I still got to do mine. But I don't believe any of us is 100% anything. So why do racism still exist? I don't have a clue. And as time goes on and the races is still blending, through childbirth, through whatever, is we all gonna be mixed. We all our grandchildren. I don't have any children, but our legacy of children are gonna be mixed somewhere down the line. So I'm like, why do racism still exist? And it's gonna be a part of everybody's. Your DNA is gonna be a part of every damn race at this point. It shouldn't even still exist, honestly. Now, if you don't like the way somebody acts, you shouldn't blame that on a race. You shouldn't think every ghetto person in the world is African American. Because I could tell you, I have saw other ghetto races, and they weren't. Listen, I went through a situation last year, and it wasn't black people. Okay? For a whole year. Disrespectful neighbors, and it wasn't black. It wasn't African American people. Y'all gotta stop thinking that everybody who's ghetto is African American. Or everybody with class is Caucasian. No, honey, there are people out there that are Caucasian, Asian, whatever other race, and they don't have class. And for y'all to still feel like it's just the African American race, that is crazy to me. we gotta erase these color lines. We really do. I told God recently, I was speaking, because I talk to God every single day of my life. I don't know if y'all do, to each his own. Whatever religion you believe in, to each his own. I talk to God every single day. And I was talking to him the other day, and I was like, you know what? I don't mind dating, outside of my race. I don't. For years, I didn't. And it wasn't because I didn't want to. It was because of fear. I was like, I didn't want my partner to feel away. I didn't want to feel away. First of all, I'm already a lesbian, so being, dating outside your race, that's just another thing you got to deal with besides your sexuality and poly. Oh, let's never forget the poly part. They like, damn, girl. So lesbian and poly, and now yeah. So I just but that's my business. That should be my choice. That's not, I shouldn't be hurt, or nobody should be, hurt with that information. That's my information. That's my choice. You know what I'm saying? That's my life. One God get to judge me, not you. And that's what I'm saying, right? That right there. Like, why who I am affects you. That right there is what this video is about. Besides racism, like, stop being so damn quick to judge people, and you don't walk in their shoes. You don't live their life. But yeah, I talked to God. I was like, I would love to date somebody. I have dated like Spanish women, but I never dated a Caucasian girl. And like I said, not by choice, not because I didn't want to. I just didn't want the backlash. I didn't want to be in a world with her and feel like she was going to be offended. I was going to be offended. Somebody's going to say something or do something or try to hurt us for being together, or like we back in the 1960s and we can't even sit next to each other at a theater without somebody trying to harm us or follow us home or try to. This is crazy. We in 2024, and I still I'm like, damn, because something possibly happens to me, and you know what I'm saying? If I decided to ever, it's just insane to me. But that is a risk that I'm gonna take and I'm gonna do because I'm grown, and I definitely wouldn't mind. I definitely wouldn't mind dating outside of my race. I have made that choice, and yes, they could be Chinese. I don't care. Yes, they could be, any other race. But if that person just happened to be Caucasian, I wouldn't mind that. And I don't care about, because I thought about that too. The people going, now you Uncle Tom, and now you going to, people in the African community, they'll tell you don't be racist. Oh, sorry, they would tell a Caucasian person don't be racist, and then turn around and be racist. And I'm like, I don't understand that. How am I Uncle Tom? Because I'm thinking about dating outside of my race. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? How does that make you an Uncle Tom? Because you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna date that person and forget who the hell I am. And for anybody who has dated outside of their race and they forgot their own culture, that's something that they gotta deal with. That's something that happened with them. They lost themselves being with somebody else. That ain't gonna happen to Toccara. I'ma always know who the heck I am. So I understand that y'all have seen it throughout time that people have dated other races and forgot who the hell they were. They had children and forgot to teach them about, both races. They only taught them one. I have seen it. I know. I understand that part. But that doesn't mean that everybody, it happens to everybody who dates outside their race. They just forget their own race. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, a lot of people throughout time, they just had so many problems with, they had a problem with Tamara, her husband, being white, T and Tamara, the twins, Tamara, they had a problem with Raven Simone and her wife being white. They had a problem with, just so many, they had a problem with athletes. They said every time somebody come into, as far as like sports and stuff like that, the first thing they do is go, get a Caucasian chick and call her a trophy. They had a problem with that. And I'm like, listen, if they wanted to date that girl for whatever reason, that's their choice, honey. You cannot be mad at them because that is what they chose to do. And it never meant that black women wasn't classy enough or we couldn't be the wife of an NBA player, which I never wanted to be anyway. WNBA, I wouldn't, it would have been WNBA for me. But that doesn't mean that I even wanted to be a WNBA player. Let me slow down. But if that's what you wanted, that's what you wanted. You know what I'm saying? Don't be mad at them because that's what they want to date or that's what they want to date. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's their choice. They adults. That's the choice that they made. But that shouldn't affect you as a black woman or made you feel away. Honey, just like there was NBA players and different other players in sports, they didn't Caucasian women. There where they had black wives as well. And even in the music industry and other industries. They was mad at Drake for his wife. They was mad at, they was mad at so many people for their wives. But then with that, when that, oh, I can't think about the comedian name who's dating that black woman. He's a famous uh comedian. I forgot what movie he played in. So many movies. Oh my God, I can't believe I don't know his name. But he dated his black woman and was married to her and everything. They loved that. They was like, oh yeah, he the man, he the man, he the man. And that's what kills me. When black men date white women, is a crime. When black women date white guys, oh, that's cool, that's what's up, or and I'm like, no, y'all shouldn't. It shouldn't be a double standard. It shouldn't be a double standard with that. You should be able to date who you want to date, and that's okay. And as long as that person not putting their hands on you, they're not hurting you, in any way, shape, or form, it should be okay if somebody want to date outside their race. People have really like disowned people for dating outside their race. And I'm like, that is insane to me. Not because the person was abusing them and hurting them, but strictly because, oh, that person is not the race that we are. So we can't accept that person. And I'm like, that's crazy to me. So they lost out on the love of their life. They lost out on possibly a phenomenal father or mother for their kids. They lost out on a beautiful life with possibly their soulmate because they were scared to lose their family. They didn't want their family to disown them for dating outside their race. That's insane to me. If you think about that, how many people never found their soulmate, never found their love, never found they forever because they were scared that they was going to be disowned. And no, people now you can say, oh, it's not just a gay thing. No, it's a race thing too. You don't be just, you can't, like, you could be disowned for dating outside your race, not just for being gay. And that's insane to me, you know? So big shout out to Tamara, Mary, and her husband. Maury, I think their last name is Maury or Maury. Yeah, big shout out to her. Big shout out to anybody, and their wives and whether, they with somebody and they are different race. Thank you for, you know, doing that and not being afraid to do that. I was afraid for years because, like I said, I didn't want nobody to say anything to me or my partner. I didn't want to have to defend us all the time. I know it gets exhausting. Like, yo, this is who I love. Why am I defending who I love? This is crazy. So I have decided to, take that risk, and I'm gonna do that. And if that rubs somebody the wrong way, get rubbed the wrong way. I'm not gonna stop living my life because of how you feel. At the end of the day, it's a pigment of a skin color. At the end of the day, God made all of us. If you have a problem with what God did, you got to speak to God. You got to go to God and you got to deal with that. But that's not going to be my problem anymore. And like I said, for any biracial couples out there, I take my hat off to you. I saw that movie Loving. And they have different versions of that movie, but I saw, I believe one of them. It's a beautiful movie. I saw that movie Passing. Is about this African American woman who was passing as white to get through that time. I saw that movie too. I saw a lot of movies about race. I saw a lot of movies, about race and stuff like that. And it just breaks my heart that it's just so damn important. Even now, even in 2024, race is still important. The color of your skin gets you followed through a store, which I think is crazy. You could literally, yes, two different races could come in the store and one would be followed because of the pigment of their skin color. You walk into a jewelry store, people, you know what I'm saying? You walk into, it's a shame. And then sometimes it depends on the way. They say, well, it's how you dress, if you dress a certain way. But sometimes it's not even how you dress. I have saw different races in sweatsuits and hoodies and sneakers and different attire. And I'm telling you, the one with the darker skin is the one who's being followed. The one with the darker skin is the one who's being harassed, who can't shop in peace, who's being, accused of something. It's crazy to me. That is insane to me. So racism in itself needs to be put to an end. It needs to be stopped. It needs to be just put definitely, in my opinion, to an end. And for the people that was scared for years like I was to date outside their race because they didn't want to deal with the backlash, don't be afraid. anymore. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid anymore. If your friends don't want to be friends with you no more because you got a white partner, they was never really your friend. If your family disown you because you got a white partner, then so be it. Blood, family is not blood. And I had to learn that somewhere down the line myself. Family is not just blood. Family, you go out there and build your family. You can find people and build your family. Family is not just blood. There are strangers in the street that would treat you better than your own blood sometimes. I promise you. Okay? Now, my immediate family is beautiful, and this has nothing to do with them. My family is beautiful. This has nothing to do with them. And I'm going to make that clear. This has nothing to do with my family. I love them. Okay? What I'm saying is family is not just blood. Sometimes you got to go out there and create your own circle of friends in your family because it be your own family that would do you harm sometimes. So don't be afraid no more. Love who you want to love. Be with who you want to be with. And if anybody feel away behind that, that's the problem on them. If they think you Uncle Tommy, or they think you switching up, or you think what y'all need to think. If somebody dates somebody out there and they switch up and they forget their own culture and they forget their own race, that's something personal with them. That's something personal with them. I'm not going to date outside my race and forget who the heck I am, honey. I have a mirror in my home. I'm not going to forget who I am. I'm not going to forget who I am. Ever. Ever, 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 never forget who Toccara Marjanice Hill is. Burnett is. I'm not going to forget who that is. So, let me just put that out there. Let me just make that clear. So, big shout out, like I said, to all biracial people, all the biracial kids, all the biracial couples out there. Thank you for being brave. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for being brave and teaching me how to be brave myself. I'm not going to be scared anymore. I'm not going to think about what people want to say anymore. I'm not going to care about what people. I don't care. Don't put your hands on me and my partners. Don't put your hands on us. Don't touch us. Don't. We good. You can say what you want to say. But don't put your hands on us. Like, don't put your hands on people. That's the problem. And then it doesn't just stop at words. And words hurt too. It doesn't stop at words. Some people get very physical against people. That hate gets so real, it gets physical. You can say what you want to say. You touch us, it's going to be it's going to be something completely different. And that's all I'm going to leave it right there. But yeah, don't be afraid to love who you want to love, be with who you want to be with as far as race go. That age thing, like I said, let me make this clear. Because I'm not playing with the people out there in the world. When I make a comment like that, love who you want to love, I am never talking about them sick people. Don't ever think I'm talking about you. And I would stress that point every single time. Because I'm never talking about y'all. Oh, she said it was okay to date who we want to date. We can come out now. We can be as sick as we want to be. I would. Look, y'all had to catch me. Don't play with me. If that person is not above the legal age limit, you're nasty. If that person is not above the legal age limit, you're nasty. You're sick. You need help. God is watching. The ancestors, universe, they watching. You're nasty. You need help. This would never be for you. When I say somebody has the right to date who they want to date, I'm talking about race. I'm talking about religion. I'm talking about sex. I'm talking about like gay, LGBT community. I'm talking about, that's what I'm talking about. I'm never talking about you sick people out there in the world. I would never give y'all the green light, any light, ill. So don't ever think I made a statement like that and I was ever talking about y'all. I'm going to make that clear every time. Before y'all ever think y'all going to get some clout around here, ill. You are sick, honey. And God is watching. And that's all I'm going to say. No. When I say you should date who you want to date, I'm talking about above the legal age limit, 18 and older. And I'm talking about race, and I'm talking about LGBTQ, and I'm talking about religion. I'm talking about you should date who you want to date in that aspect. Don't ever mix my words. And I wanted to make that crystal clear. Okay? Okay. Okay, so with that being said, you guys stay blessed, beautiful, focused. Stay safe out there. And like I said, yeah, let's put this racism thing to an end. Like, it's a pigment of a skin color, for Christ's sakes. It's just, I mean, get over it. Honestly. You know what I'm saying? It's just so time for it to be put to rest. It's not even funny. Let it go. Let somebody love who they want to love. You know what I'm saying? Be friends with who they want to be friends with. Let somebody be with who they want to be with. You know? Let them live where they have a right to live. You know? Just stop it already. Just stop it already. Just stop it. I don't care about no racism, no Karens, no Kens. And it's not just for white Caucasian people either. There should be no black racism, Asian racism, Spanish racism, any religion, race. It should not be no racism out there, period. Point blank, but the period. This is not just for Caucasian people. This is for all people. Okay? When y'all hear that word racism, y'all do jump to Caucasian people. It's not just them. I have heard some black people who sound very racist. I'm looking at them like, damn. You want them not to be racist, but you sound very, very, you know what I'm saying? So just so it happens with all races, you know? Stop. Love each other. Love each other. God made each and every one of us. Love each other. Okay? And I'm going to leave it right there. You guys have a blessed Monday. It's a beautiful day. It's hot. It's very hot, but have a beautiful day. Enjoy your day. Start your work week blessed, beautiful, focused. Be kind, be sweet. Be so sweet. Be honey sweet, baby. Be sweet. Be honey sweet. Naturally sweet. And you know, just love each other. Love each other, okay? You guys stay blessed. Peace from a nerd. Later.